Hello, everyone. Wave 3 meteorologist Brian Good here. It is Sunday evening. Thought I'll touch base on the warming trend we have the next few days, and, of course, what's going to lie ahead for the end of next week. A lot of buzz about that already, as to be expected. So I'll give you my 2 cents on that here in just a second. Do want to mention I have a helper here with me tonight. A lot of you ask about him often. Here is Nemo. Say hi, Nemo. He just got a haircut. He's a little embarrassed about it. But he got sweaters to wear, so he's just fine there. All right, Nemo, you stay over here and hide out with next to me here and keep an eye on that GFS model for me. All right. Let's talk about what lies ahead for us. Let's start off with the pattern, how it stands right now. And it's nice and quiet out there tonight, just some clouds. And that's really about it. It's hard to even see them here on the satellite, but we do have some thin clouds being found here flying overhead. That trend will continue as we head into the day on Monday as well. Got a couple of weak systems here. It's going to ride the jet across the Ohio Valley. One of these may develop to a stronger low off the eastern seaboard. But as this passes through, it could squeeze out a few sprinkles, maybe a brief shower. Not a big ordeal. I've kind of kept the rain chances pretty small in the short term, but I wouldn't rule out some of this sprinkle action that could fall even as early as tomorrow. But again, I'm going to leave it out of the forecast for now, and I'll let Christy decide when she comes in the morning if she needs to add it in or not. I just don't think confidence is high there because we have such a dry atmosphere in place here at the moment. Nevertheless, not a big ordeal. What is a big ordeal? It's what's going to happen here in Texas this week. You see the cloud cover already streaming across Mexico into Texas. It's a strong tropical jet. It's going to blast its way into the southeast part of the country as we head into next week. Timing on that, though, is not good when it comes to wintry weather because we do have an area of high pressure. It's blocking right now areas of the East Coast. It's just off the Atlantic seaboard. When you get highs like this, we call them the southeast ridges. It's been a few winters since we've had one like this, but it pretty much keeps all the weather systems tracking on the northern edge of it. Each little pressure will track right along the northern edge of the high instead of digging all the way down into Florida and then riding up the coast, which we see very often. In fact, the last storm did that. It tracked right across Georgia. It went up the eastern seaboard, and the areas to our east picked up the snowfall. We got nothing out of it. With a track more along this way on the northern side of the high pressure, that leaves us in a battleground zone here for rain, sleet, snow, and, of course, freezing rain. And I know a lot of you are not too excited about that, but we are in that snow and ice threat as we head into starting on Friday and lasting for a few days. I say ice threat because with high pressure like this plotted here to the south, it does pump in Gulf of Mexico warmth into the atmosphere overhead. At the same time, we will have Arctic air trying to fight and win the battle as well. The question we have to figure out which one of these two is going to win. And it looks like, once again, Kentucky is in the middle of that. And we're not going to know that answer until the end of the period here, probably mid of the week, middle portion of the week, before we really have any confidence on which way this could go. So this is going to be one of those forecasts again where you guys are get frustrated with this, I'm sure, because we're going to keep showing you stuff every day and how things are progressing. But I have to stress, and it's important you understand this, in these kind of setups, we do not get a good handle on them until literally within 12 to 24 hours of the event. Between now and then, all we're going to do is keep you updated on the trends. Just stay tuned to our official forecast, but this is something to watch, certainly, for the end of the week and into the weekend. The main concern is the change in temperature, certainly. We're going to warm things up the next couple of days. 60 degrees, now the question. But notice what's happening. As we into Wednesday, cold Arctic air blasting through the plain states. This is temperatures for them even way below normal, while we got temperatures in the 70s across areas of the Arctic. But then, as we head into Friday, with that moisture still being thrown into the Ohio Valley, the low-level cold air really seeps its way into the south underneath it and drops our temperatures below freezing here along the Ohio River. Even as we head into Saturday morning, temperatures in the teens, 9 above in St. Louis, 9 below in the Twin Cities. As we head through the weekend, we're not going to warm up a whole lot. We try to, but we can only looks like it's going to warm up to maybe the freezing mark, if that. Most areas think will stay below it. And we have another system that will be passing through at that time. Again, the question is, how deep is the cold air when that happens, whether it's going to be ice or snow? I think at this point, I think we'll have a thick enough cold air that it'll probably be snow, if anything, over the weekend time frame. And then even after that, as we hit in the middle portion of next week, an even stronger blast of cold air moves in with temperatures 16 below in the Twin Cities, 1 degree in St. Louis, and 14 in our area. And again, these are just model projections over the next couple of weeks, but you can see the mess that could develop. All right, I'm going to show you the models here when it comes to snowfall. I have to issue my usual disclaimer. These are just model projections, not our forecast, although someone's still going to say, Brian's calling for half a foot of snow. No, I did not say that. I'm just going to show you how the models are reacting to the pattern as it stands right now. Here's the GFS. It actually has a little bit of a warmer solution for us. It indicates the main snow band will likely, the thicker cold air will probably set up just north of it, so it's going for a 3, 4, 5-inch snow, mainly north of the Ohio River. Some snowfall here in Louisville of 1.9, but again, don't take those numbers to heart, okay? Now, the European is colder with the layers of cold air over us, so it has more snowfall and gives us more into the several inch category along the Ohio River back in areas of Missouri. Now, I mentioned the GFS. I showed you that a second ago. Notice how it kept the snow north of us? Well, the reason why is because it sees more of a potential for ice and freeze and rain that could develop. And this model can only see out right now in a short range, but is indicating a potential for some significant icing to develop in the Ozarks into West Kentucky. I wouldn't rule out that it could be spread out further to the east. So that is the downside of the forecast and something I know none of you want to have. I can't stand ice. Personally, it is extremely dangerous. Snow is dangerous, but if everybody knows how to drive sensibly about it and takes it slow, you can manage snow in our area. When it comes to freeze and rain and ice events, you just can't do anything. It's just dangerous for everybody, no matter how experienced you are. And everyone's going to think automatically, oh, it's 2009 all over again, the ice storm. I'm not saying that. No one is saying that, and they shouldn't say that. We don't know that yet, but the potential is certainly there for freeze and rain and snow, both to be involved somewhere within our viewing area as we head into the end of the week. Is there a chance that this could be just nothing but plain rain? Absolutely. When you get these kind of setups with a high like that, that's strong. If that warm air is strong enough, it'll win out over the Arctic air, and we could be nothing but cold, plain rain for the area. But I don't think that's the case this time around. I think the cold air is going to be pretty strong. It's a massive Arctic high, something that I haven't seen this early in the season in quite some time. And I do think with that in mind, I'm going to lean more toward the colder idea that more wintry issues will come to play than just plain rain. That's my 2 cents. Who knows? I don't control the weather. I can only tell you my thoughts and show you what the projections are, and we'll just have to keep an eye on it, of course. Between now and then, though, 60s, not bad, and some rain to contend with, certainly. So not exactly bright, beautiful sky, but at least we'll enjoy some warm weather the next few days and hopefully get those Christmas lights up if you haven't had a chance to do so. Stay tuned. We'll keep an eye on the model trends the next several days. Expect changes every single day, but we're going to be looking for trends. We don't want to react to one model run at a time. We want to look for a trend and try to nail this down based on what usually happens here in the Ohio Valley. And this kind of a setup is a classic one for a wintry mess here in the Ohio Valley, so it does bear watching. Okay, I hope I didn't panic anybody. Nobody go to the grocery store. Don't get bread and milk unless you're out of it. There's no need to do that just yet. Stay tuned. We've got this. We'll keep an eye on it for you. At least Nemo will. He's already asleep. Anyway, I bored him already. And before I bore you, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll see you tonight after the football game.